Hello, everyone, and welcome to Veterans Memorial Stadium, where tonight the North Quincy Red Raiders will play host to the Bishops of Archbishop Williams. Real quick, we'll go down to the field for the coin toss.
How do you want to defend? So you want to kick this way? Okay, come this way. Archie will receive. Gentlemen, shake hands again. Have a great game.
All right, so as you heard right there, Archbishop Williams is going to start the game with the ball. North Quincy won the toss, and they elected to defer. They're going to defend the north end zone, and Archies will receive and start by defending the south end zone here to start this game at the stadium. Well, welcome everyone to this edition of QATV Sports. My name is Jonathan Caleri, and thanks for tuning in. This is the second home game this year for the North Quincy Red Raiders. Game number one for the Raiders here at the stadium was against Silver Lake. They lost that game by a score of 31-13, and last week they lost at Westwood by a score of 19-8. It was a pretty close game, but they had 6 turnovers, and North Quincy is going to look to try to reduce that by 6 tonight and try to get some points on the board. 1 point last game. They had a long drive. It took almost the entire quarter, but unfortunately they could not punch the ball in the end zone. All right, right now we're going to pause for our national anthem. Nice job there by the combined Quincy North, Quincy Marching Band. We've said it each game here this year. They've done a fantastic job playing the national anthem, and then they've also done a great job at the halftime show as well. So good job by them, and thank them for here as well. All right, it's a beautiful night here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. 66 degrees is our temperature, clear skies, and a little bit of a north wind at 8 miles per hour. But otherwise, it is a fantastic night. The flag in the northeast end zone, again, a little bit out and about there with some gusts. But for the most part, the weather will not be a factor here tonight. It's been a fantastic week here in the city of Quincy. And luckily, all the games we've had here at the stadium as well have been fantastic. All right, North Quincy getting ready to come out to kick it away. I should mention Archbishop Williams comes into the game with a record of 2-1. This is their second time here at the stadium this season. On opening night against Quincy, they won 28-0. 2 weeks ago against Pembroke, they won 42-0. And then last week they lost at Silver Lake by a score of 23-20. So Archie's with a record of 2-1 and trying to see if they can get a second victory here at Veterans Memorial Stadium this season.
Kicking off for the Red Raiders.
All right, number 28 will be kicking away for North Quincy. That's Thomas Murray. He's a sophomore. Waiting for the official to give the word, and here we go. Kick deep is going to be fielded by Archie's at their own 10-yard line. Nice return, nice hole there for Archie's. Coming up the middle is number 4 for Archbishop Williams. That's Joe Cronco Jr., and he's going to get all the way back to about the 40-yard line, and that's where Archie's was going to start this drive. Being joined by Jim Timmons up here in the booth. And Jim, I mentioned North Quincy is looking for their first victory of the season. Last week against Westwood, they had a tough game, but lost 19-8, but looking to see if they can get in the win column here this week.
Yeah, it's always good for the Quincy squads to be at home here, particularly Veterans Stadium, which is under the new renovated standards. Is really a great place to be. So I will tell you that.
And on the first play there, nice job by North Quincy. And coming up to make the play, it looked like it was number 9, Brendan Hines, the tackle of the quarterback for the North.
I learned that Archie's sustained a little setback. I don't know if you mentioned that already, but their really spectacular running back, Nick Tardanico, sustained a pretty serious injury and is not going to be playing tonight. That's going to be a big factor, John.
He broke his ankle, like you said, and so won't be here at the stadium. We saw how effective he was against the Presidents a couple weeks ago. So we'll see if North Quincy can take advantage of one of their weapons not being here tonight. Hand off to number 4, Cronco Jr. over to the right side, and looks like he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Nice job there by North to follow him, and they're going to mark him down. Looks like for a short loss of 1.
Yeah, Archie's has to make some adjustments here without Tardanico. Matt Kowalski was a name we mentioned in the Quincy game, John. Only a sophomore, but very talented. He had a nice performance against Quincy High School. He was a lead block on that play. But North's definitely got quite the benefit tonight of not having to face Tardanico, especially while Archie's tries to transition.
They say it was no gain, so 3rd and 10 now for Archie's quarterback. Neil Sanders looking to pass, going way downfield, and it's going to be incomplete.
So flag down. We had a collision downfield, John. Yeah, there was a collision between the defensive back and the Archie's receiver, and it looks like the call is going to go against
pass interference. That's a 15-yard penalty. In this case, it'll be a first down.
All right, so pass interference again against North Quincy. It looked like they might have gotten just the feet tied up there, Jim, but they call the flag. So it'd be 15 yards and automatic first down. So tough break there for North Quincy.
Well, I would question whether that was a catchable ball, but then that's where the knockdown of the receiver becomes a factor, because it looked like the ball soared over the area where the receiver was, but presumably the idea is that the receiver would have been 5 or 6 more further down the field, 5 or 6 yards further down, and in the play. In any event, they made the call. Archie's on the 45-yard line of North.
All right, 1st and 10, handoff goes to Cronco Jr. over to the left side, and he's going to get a gain of about 5 yards up to the 40-yard line of North Quincy. Nice run there on first down for the Archies.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that North was, they had that stop, John, big stop, and they want to see Archbishop Williams get their running game under sail here. So Archie's looked good on that play. A solid pickup of 5 yards there, running over the left side. The first few possessions were right-handed running. That one was over the left side. Let's see what happens here.
Again, they send a man in motion. It's Kolowski, and Cronco over to the left side again. He's going to have the first down and more for Archie's. Flag thrown on the play, and they're going to mark him down at about the 32-yard line, but we'll see what the flag is.
Looks like this one's against Williams.
I got a hold here, 10-yard penalty.
Saw Josh Jackson signaling to the bench. I think he felt like he had been grabbed when he was trying to get outside there. So 10-yard penalty takes a little of the wind out of the Archie sails there. That's a better metaphor for the rest of the league play for the Red Raiders when we're playing Sailors and Clippers and whatnot. But it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 11 for Archbishop Williams. John, they have the camera going, the screen going here in the south end zone.
Yeah, they're taking a feed from QATV so people can see it on the screen as they're here at the stadium. All right, pass thrown there by Sanders is incomplete. Nice pressure by North Quincy. One of the men over there was Mike Levine for the Red Raiders. So nice pressure there by North. Also over there was number 50, Jackson Zhao.
Yeah, the interesting thing about Levine, who was just as you said, he was chasing the quarterback to the sideline there. Michael plays both ways. He's all over the field. Very active. He's an offensive lineman. They have him listed as a defensive tackle, but he also sets back off the line occasionally. He's been at the nose guard spot, but he's all over the field. Really a terrific athlete, doing a great job for North.
All right, handoff up the middle now for the Bishops, and they're going to get to about the 42-yard line, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
That time they ran the ball right at Levine. Nice job by the Red Raiders. So
by number 24.
they hold on the first Williams possession, and let's see where this brings us.
That brings up 4th and 6 for the Bishops.
All right, so 4th and 7 for Archies. And
I wonder if they're going to get a timeout here. I don't think they're going to. Well, they're going to punt. Used a lot of the clock there.
so it looked like they had a substitution come out there late, but nonetheless, they're going to kick it away. Nice high kick, not very deep.
Very short.
Going to bounce at the 15-yard line, and North's going to get away from it, and it's going to be down at about the 16, and that's where North Quincy will start their drive.
Yeah, nice alert job by North Quincy special teams on that play, because on those short punts, you have your linemen coming back to block, and they're running with their back turned to the ball. But the North Quincy Red Raiders special teams did a terrific job of getting out of the way of that short punt, because if the ball touches one of the Red Raiders, it's live. Potential fumble situation. So North did a good job. Now the offense is out 1st and 10 from the 15.
All right, sophomore Cooper Hansen is the quarterback for the Red Raiders, and on their first play, they're going to hand it off. And I believe that was Liam Hines on the carry for North. We'll see. Try to get the numbers. He gets up the bottom of the pile, and that was Hines on the carry.
Yeah, North had a bit of a problem getting their running game going when we saw them 2 weeks ago, John. Be nice to see them get it established. Liam Hines had quite a sophomore season. He was part of a group of super softs that we were very impressed by. And now we have another one playing quarterback for the Red Raiders, Cooper Hansen.
4-yard gain by Hines on that play. Hansen looking to pass quickly over to the right side. Jamal Maximilian, and it's going to be complete at the 26. It's going to be right at the 1st down marker. We'll see if they give him the spot.
On the reception.
Looks like they're giving him the 1st down. They are. So that was an excellent job by the receiver, Maximilian, of getting. That was a timed route. He did a little square route right at the 1st down marker. The thing is, there are no 1st down pins. The sticks are over on the far side of the field. You're going to see them at the top right of the screen there in the right corner, the 1st down marker. So they're over on the opposite side of the field. Very alert play by Maximilian, notwithstanding that fact.
Shane O'Connell in motion. He gets the ball, and he was able to avoid one tackle, but cannot get the second. He's down at the 25-yard line.
Number 2, that's Shane O'Connell for the Raiders.
Nice little play there of trying to get the wing back moving, and a quick pitch, but Archbishop Williams did a terrific job reacting on the outside. They had an impressive defensive performance against Quincy High School when we saw them here a few weeks back, John.
Archie's
shutout performance.
Yeah, it was 28-0 in that game for Archie's defeating the Presidents.
We were hopeful if Nick Tardanico played tonight that this would be a nice gauge of what to expect on Thanksgiving. Both teams playing the same team here and looking at the comparative performances, but
Hines with the carry, and he's going to get up to the 30-yard line. You could hear the collision up here in the booth as Hines ran into his blockers in front of him and pushed everyone forward. They're going to mark him down at the 31.
Forward progress to the 31. That's a pickup of 5. 3rd and 5.
5-yard gain for the Raiders. Bring up now a 3rd and 5. Again, ball at the North Quincy 31-yard line. Hansen in the shotgun for the Raiders, 4 receiver set. Quick pass over to the left side, and right at the first down marker is complete.
Yes,
Looked like it was Tyler Lee on the reception, and they should have enough for the first down.
Yeah, that was a terrific bang-bang play right at the first down marker again. So one of the things North Quincy's doing, John, they're running shorter routes. They're just running 5 and 6 yard routes. That gives Hanson quick release time, and it's one way to avoid the pressure of the Archbishop Williams line. There's some big guys out there. They're very aggressive, and they were good against Quincy. So they get nowhere on that play.
Say the defensive line for Archie's was able to read that play, and they blew that one up quickly. Goes a loss all the way back to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, twice now they've tried to get O'Connell outside on that left side, and the Williams defense has reacted really, really well. I was saying that these quick little 5-6 yard routes by the receivers, that's North's way of trying to offset the effectiveness of the Archbishop Williams defensive pressure. It has worked so far, but they're facing a second and long 14, so let's see if they keep nibbling or they try a longer route this time.
Again, Cooper Hanson, the quarterback for the Raiders. Looking to pass, two of his receivers fall down. Hanson's going to run it instead, and Hanson will get all the way up to about the 38-yard line where he gets tackled.
Yeah, that's one thing where the sophomore's lack of experience shows through a bit. When he started running, he saw nothing but green space in front of him, but all that green just closed up quickly, John. And he was held to, we'll call it a 3-yard gain, maybe a 2-yarder, but it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. Big third down for North, and it'd be nice to see them keep a little drive moving here.
North 2 for 2 on third down conversions. We'll see what they can do here. Again, 3rd and long for the Raiders. Hanson rolling out, looking deep down the field, and has Tyler Lee, but nice job by the Archbishop Williams defender to knock that away. Drew Marini was able to knock it down, again, intended for Tyler Lee.
Yeah, Marini Jr. was right there the whole time. It was somewhat of a jump ball there. That was a little bit of a wounded duck from Hanson. But we saw throw some nice balls when we covered Silver Lake and North Quincy here a few weeks back. Hanson's definitely got a terrific arm. He delivers a nice tight spiral, but that was not of that caliber.
So 4th and 10, and North will be forced to punt. Back to kick it away for the Raiders, number 28, Thomas Murray. And he gets a nice kickoff, and it's going to take a nice friendly roll for North Quincy as well. And they're going to mark it down at about the 23-yard line, and it is the 23 with 2:35 left to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, great job there on the punt. Because of the terrific height, he got a nice high kick. The Archie's receivers, kick returners were forced to kind of scatter and get away from the ball because the North coverage was downfield on them. So that allowed for the friendly bounce because no one from Archie's was near the football. So nice field position shift here. They've got Archie's pinned back, and they're looking to keep him there, John. Nice job on first down. Great stick there.
Loss on the play.
So loss of, let's see where they mark him down with forward progress. And they're only going to say a loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, Josh Jackson was in on that stop.
And 2nd and 11 for the Bishops.
Also, we're having a little trouble with the numbers here on these North uniforms, probably because of the lights, John, but the new lighting here. But it's a little hard to pick up some of the numbers from the booth, but it's a nice job. We clearly saw number 17 in there.
Pitch over to the left side. Joe Cronco Jr. on the carry for the Bishops. And they're going to mark him down at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, nice job. First guy in there was Andrew Gott, who made a terrific tackle. He's a senior. He's a quarterback, guy we had talked about in prior years, but he got in there and made a really nice stick. Good stop. It's 3rd and about 6. North shifting personnel a lot here early on tonight, John.
So another big third down here for the North defense. Sanders looking to pass, fires a bullet over to the right, but is incomplete, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Matt Kolowski.
Pass is incomplete.
Yeah, the ball was there. It was delivered beautifully. Kowalski still would have been short of the first down, but
That'll bring up 4th down for the
nonetheless, a nice stop for North Quincy High School. 3 and out, just what they wanted. After the punt, this should result in a nice field position shift for the Red Raiders, John. They've got their return man back at about the 45-yard line. Well, he's going to back up a little more. The coaches are moving him back a bit just in case. They don't want anything to get over his head, so
Neil Sanders will kick it away for the Bishops,
under pressure.
and he aims it out of bounds. Actually, it's going to bounce, and it takes a big roll for the Bishops. And it bounced initially about the 40-yard line, and they're going to down it at the 18. So a 22-yard roll for the Bishops, and North Quincy will start within their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, coaches are talking to the return man, Liam Hines. It's interesting. Hines had set up at the 40, which is where the ball landed. The coaches sent him further back, and I think Liam probably could have played that if he had stayed where he was set up. But in any event, nice job by Archbishop Williams of shifting the field position here. North's going to start from inside its 20.
1st and 10 for the Raiders at the 18. 1 minute to go in the first quarter. Hines on the carry over to the left side, and he's going to be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's where it is. Excuse me, he'll get to the 20-yard line falling forward. Excuse me, it's a gain of 2.
Yeah, last year we talked about Liam Hines. He's got a very distinctive running style. He's got one of the highest running cadences I've ever observed. When he gets going, it's like his legs are a windmill, and he runs kind of straight up. He's a kind of a tall runner. So when he hits the line, if he doesn't get through, he's quite a target to hit, and that's what happened there. He got dropped.
Hanson, quick pass, and it's complete to number 9, Brendan Hines, and they're going to say it's complete at the 25-yard line.
Well, nice job by the Red Raiders of sticking to those quick turnout patterns. Brendan Hines, about 7 yards downfield, little square route. Ball was delivered by Hanson. It was just a well-designed and well-executed play, John, and that's how we're going to end the first quarter.
All right, so after 1 quarter of play, we are scoreless, but North Quincy is threatening here. They'll have a 3rd and short when we come back to begin the second quarter. I want to remind all of our viewers you can log on to Quincy Access TV's website at qatv.org for all information about Quincy Access TV, including some information about QATV's open house scheduled for Saturday, October 5th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So we hope you come on down to the QATV studios at 88 Washington Street. There's going to be live shows, some live music, other entertainment, some refreshments, and all the information you need about Quincy Access TV. So if you're interested in producing your own show or want to volunteer, that would be the great time to come on down. So again, October 5th, and for more information, our website is qatv.org. All right, on that last play, they're going to give him an extra yard. They're going to mark it down at the 26-yard line. So bring up a 3rd and 2 for the Red Raiders.
John, it's nice to see the video board being activated for the games. How did that end up working? How was that set up? Well, maybe we'll talk after the snap.
Sure, we can do that. All right, again, 3rd and 2 for North Quincy. And nice job there by Hines. He was able to evade a tackle in the backfield, found a hole, and goes up all the way to the 33-yard line and moves the chains for the first down.
Yeah, you could see there what I've been talking about, John. He's a tall runner. Like some runners try to get their shoulders down, and
we can see on the replay here, Jim, as well.
All right, they're going to run a replay. Here we go. And watch Hines. He's straight up, and then he hits the hole. Once he gets past the lineman there, that little hole there, the first gap, if he can clear that, he can move. And that's what we saw some last year. Nicely designed play. There's been a lot that's looked good here about this North offense tonight, John. I like both the design of the plays and then the boys' execution early on.
All right, so it was a first down for North Quincy. Nice run there by Hines. Ball at the 33-yard line, 1st and 10. Hanson taking his time under center. Rolling out, lots of open space, looking downfield, and it is incomplete. Was looking for Andrew Gott and went in and out of his hands. Also there was Drew Marini for the Bishops to help break that up as well.
Yeah, Marini and Gott. Marini the sophomore, Gott the senior. It's a real battle. And Marini's won the first two little contests here. He's getting up a little slower, though. That one hurt him a bit. I hope he's okay. But another attempt by Hanson to connect with Mr. Gott. Gott had got behind the defender. And there was a nice block, by the way, by Liam Hines to free up Hanson and give him an extra click or two to get that pass off.
So 2nd and 10 now for the Raiders. Hanson again looking downfield, high pass, and it goes incomplete. Was looking for Colm Gary, but it was just a little too high for Gary, and luckily it falls incomplete. There were two defenders for the Bishops. One of them almost came up with it.
Yeah, one of the problems on those quick passes is, particularly with the scoreboard, Gary was looking back into that. This, I should say, video board here at Veterans Stadium. It's in the south end zone, and maybe at some point we can have a camera get a shot of it, but it's really large, and that light that time, Gary was looking right back into it, John, and I think the football just exploded out of that light. Something for the coaches to be aware of here when North's going from south to north in Veterans Stadium.
So 3rd and 10 now for North Quincy. Shane O'Connell goes in motion, and a quick pass, and it's going to be complete. They might lose a yard on the play. Went over to Brendan Hines. And I believe the back judge is saying it's incomplete. Yeah, it was incomplete.
Yeah, I hope Hines is okay. It looks, there's a little shot of the video board. It doesn't quite capture the light that is coming from it, but you can see the size of it. It's interesting. Now I realize because it's our feed,
Yeah.
we're never going to be able to capture that. We'll just see the black, but it is a factor. Thanks for trying. There's a beautiful punt. He turned over a spiral there. That's just spectacular punting, John.
And it's going to go all the way down to the 18-yard line, make it the 17-yard line. A great kick there by Thomas Murray.
Yeah, that's not a good punt, as you said. That's a great punt by Tom Murray. Only a sophomore, John. And that time he turned over a beautiful spiral. And this is the second time that he has punted from deep in the North Quincy side of the field and pinned Archbishop Williams back inside their own 20. So great job by Murray. The last 2 years, last year we had a pack of super softs, John. They're now juniors on the team. And this year there's a number of talented sophomores performing tonight very well for North Quincy High School.
Handoff over to the left side. Marini on the carry. And he's going to get up to the 20-yard line, maybe the 21. We'll see where they mark him down.
And see, this is where the Tardanico factor comes into play, because that was the type of run that Tardanico was just ripping off massive yards against Quincy. North had good coverage. We saw a lot of red shirts out there. So might have been a different outcome tonight. But right now, Archie's and the running game struggling against this Red Raider defense.
Gain of 4 on the last play. Handoff up the middle this time for the Bishops. And they got to mark the carrier down at the 23.
Yeah, they tried a little quick hitter over the left side. And this North line is playing they're really doing well. Archie's has a little more bulk, it appears, in the line. But North's doing a good job of holding its own early on here. One of the issues we found with North is fatigue later in the game can become a factor.
Pitch over to the right side, 3rd and 4 for the Bishops, and they're going to bring him down at the 26, and he's going to be a yard shy of the first down.
Yep, he's short of the first down. It's going to be fourth and a punting situation for Williams. They're at their own 26, so
26. So bring up fourth
we've
and
got
1 for the Bishops.
8 minutes, 40 seconds and running here in this second quarter, this first half. So Red Raiders are going to get the ball. Actually, what's happening here?
So
Looks
Archie's
like
is
they're
going to
go for it.
And quarterback sneak, and
I don't
I'll
know.
say we'll have to see. The far official looks like he might have given them the first down.
That was a very aggressive call. Quick snap. One of the things I was thinking as he came to the line is they might try a draw the Red Raiders offside, but no, it was a quick snap.
And Coach Ryan Craig is furious. He ran out almost to the hash marks, saying that was not a first down. But actually, now they might come out and measure it. We'll see what happens here. But initially, the official marked a first down, and that's when Coach Craig ran out into the field, and I think he was asking for a measurement.
Yeah, well, I don't know that the coach should be doing that, frankly. You know, it's one of the things, especially in high school coaching, you know, coaches need to set an example in terms of being controlled and disciplined. And it's one thing to call for measurement. It's another thing to run out and go after the officials, and you just cannot do that.
Well, the other thing, too, is they already moved the chains, Jim, so it's going to be kind of tough to get an accurate spot now, I would believe.
Well, the official, there's a side judge who's supposed to stay. You're right about the chain gang. They did move and everything, but there's a side judge who's supposed to handle that situation. Let's hope that individual did his job on this particular occasion.
All right, so they are coming out for a measurement. And it will be a first down. But by about the length of a ball, looks like Archie's was able to get it.
Yeah, John, it's interesting. I think that your point about moving the sticks early is a valid one. That's probably another thing that the side judge should have done, was not let them move. But we did see a signal out there, and
I say, yeah, the official said first down, so as soon as that happens, they're going to move the chains to get everything going. So, well, nonetheless, a first down for the Bishops. And Marini on the carry over to the left side. Almost broke free, but he was able to get brought down. Nice tackle there by North Quincy, and trying to see who gets up off the bottom of the pile. Number 2, Shane O'Connell. Looked like it was a big saving tackle there.
yeah, this is the second time I've seen O'Connell get up a little dinged up. He is getting banged around tonight, but he's tough. He's a senior, and he's coming out, which I think is a good thing, because he's really got banged up a couple of times here, and just take a break, a couple of plays, and get your legs back under you. And hopefully that's all it's going to take. Coach Ken McPhee is right down to check on the athlete, and hopefully he's okay. We got a timeout on the field, John?
Yeah, North Quincy called the timeout, and I think it was in part to try to get Shane O'Connell off the field, and they were trying to get his replacement on, and I think the North Quincy coaching staff realized they were going to be shy of getting him out there in position, so they called a timeout with 7:16 left to go in the second quarter.
Well, it's thus far been a defensive battle, but I would say more because the offenses have sputtered a bit than the defenses have played anything extraordinary tonight, John. Archie's clearly feeling the effects of losing Tardnico. The North Quincy offense having fits and starts. We talked during their second drive about how successfully they were executing, and the third drive we did not see that sort of crisp execution. So need to see some consistency out of the red shirts, and I hope the defense keeps it up. There's another quick hitter.
Enough up the middle, and they'll have the first down. They're going to get to the 40-yard line, and that'll be enough to move the chains. Looked like it was number 34, Tyler Cooley, on the carry for the Bishops.
Archie's doing a nice job of mixing things up. They're staying in the running game, but mixing their attack. They take it wide outside the tackle, trying the perimeter of the defense, and then they go inside the tackle on quick hitters and whatnot. So here they're coming out the right side.
Over to the right side again, Marini on the carry. Nice pursuit there by North Quincy. And Marini will get to the 40-yard line, no gain. Looked like coming over there to lead the charge was number 41, Mike Gordon, for the Raiders.
Yeah, terrific job by Gordon, and also getting up off the pile, Mike Levine. As I mentioned, Levine lines up he's an offensive lineman and a defensive tackle. He's actually got a guy outside of him. He's one of the guys right over the ball. And on a few plays now, he's had someone outside of him, yet he's been the guy who gets outside and gets after the running back. So Levine showing typical Mike Levine performance tonight all over the field.
2nd and 10, and nice job there by North Quincy, and the ball carrier might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. It looks like it's going to be no gain, so another nice job there by North Quincy. They'll bring up a 3rd and 10 now for the Bishops.
Yeah, number 54, the left tackle, over there making a tackle on the right side, Mr. Levine. So he is all over the place, just doing a terrific job. So as you said, John, it's 3rd and 10 for the Bishops. Keep in mind, very gutsy call by Matt Reccinini, the head coach, when they were inside their 30 there. Go for it.
All right, so 3rd and long, as we said, pitch over to the left side. Marini on the carry, and he's going to get a gain of 1 maybe on the play. Nice job by North Quincy to hold him to just a gain of 1.
So the North defense steps up big here. Now it's 3rd and a very long 8, maybe even 9 yards. So they've got to bring out their punter this time. I wouldn't call that gutsy if he didn't. So, and back for the Red Raiders, we'll see if he sets where he wants to or where they move him to, is Liam Hines. He's going to set up at the 25. Now he's backing off a little
I
bit.
could see one of the coaches go over there. It looked like it was Coach McPhee to have him move back another 5 yards.
The Bishops, number 10, Neil Sanders.
All right, Neil Sanders will kick it away. And a low kick, line drive over to the left side, and Hines is going to let it die at the 24-yard line.
Well done. That was a nice job by Neil Sanders. He's a senior, and that's a terrific, very effective punt. By kicking it low as he did, he essentially kicked it away from Liam Hines, who's very talented as a punt returner. So good job by Archie Special Teams again. The punters have been the story in tonight's game so far, John, both performing very admirably.
All right, ball at the 24-yard line. Hines on the carry, and he is met immediately in the backfield. Looks like it's going to be a loss of 1 on the play for North Quincy. And they're going to spot the ball back at the 22.
No gain on the play.
Yeah, I would think that's a page in the playbook they should consider just ripping right out. That one, nothing happened there that was any good, you know. And by the time Hines had the ball, there were a number of white shirts converging. It was a very slow developing, slow happening play, and it got nowhere. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Red Raiders.
Initially looked like they had marked him for a loss of 1 or 2 on the play, but they're going to say no gain. So as you said, Jim, 2nd down and 10.
4 wideouts.
Hines over to the right side, finds a hole, breaks free, and will get right up to the 1st down marker. We'll see if they give him the spot or not. Up to the 33-yard line goes Hines.
Yeah, that time North came up with a 4 wideout set. Hines was the lone man in the backfield. Hines has been doing a lot of blocking tonight. We've mentioned it only occasionally, but Liam has been back there and had a couple of really nice blocks. Here's the replay. You're going to see they give it to Hines, and there, once he gets past that, once he gets through the gap, past the defensive line, he can make things happen. He just accelerated right out for a 1st down. That looked like another interesting call. Might have been a yard or half a yard short, but they moved the sticks aggressively here, this unit.
Hines again on the carry. Nice job there by Hines to get up to about the 45-yard line. It'll be another 1st down for North Quincy.
Yeah, that's a nice, clean 10-yard run. Nice gain. Here's the replay.
Pick up of 11. Result of that play is a Red Raider 1st down.
Hines do a nice job there after getting hit. Got hit at the 40 and was able to get all the way up to the 45-yard line. So nice job there by number 11 for North Quincy, Liam Hines. They get an extra 5 yards after the first contact. Again, first down for the Red Raiders now at their own 45-yard line. 2.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, it'd be nice given the time here if North could put a drive together, John. Love to see it happen.
Hines again up the middle, breaks free. Nice job there by Liam Hines. 3 runs in a row and 3 first downs for Liam Hines. This time into Bishop's territory up to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, 3 carries, 34 yards gained. He's just grinding it out, so love to see this. Watch the replay real quickly. And there it is again. He gets through a gap, and then once he does, Liam Hines can move. Really accelerate, so great gain for the Red Raiders.
All right, 1st and 10 for North Quincy again in Bishop's territory. This time Hines goes over to the left side and again was able to make a man miss in the backfield. Goes forward over to the 35, make it the 34-yard line where he's out of bounds.
Yeah, but he was tackled inbounds. It's too bad he didn't get out of bounds. North Quincy is going to call a timeout because, actually Archie's called a timeout, and I think that's a fatigue timeout, John. One of the things I recall noting when Archie showed up for the Quincy High game a few weeks back was they are low in numbers. They don't have a big team. They've got talent, but they could use some depth. And I think what's happening here, we've seen it now with Liam Hines just exploding, that some of these Archie's kids, they've got their hands on their hips and they're getting a little tired. There's a nice shot of the Archie's huddle. You see them getting hydrated. Coach is just kind of bantering with them, not really talking anything technical, and you can tell they're trying to get the kids' legs back under them for this final minute 30. Good timeout call by Matt Reginini. We'll see if the slight, extra gasps of air during that timeout help these defensive linemen who are trying to stop Liam Hines. 1:28 to go, John.
Second down in 4, make it a long 4 for the Raiders. Cooper Hansen in the shotgun looking to pass, and it is complete to Tyler Lee. Great job there by Lee to go up and get the play. They're going to mark him down at the 13.
Yeah, Lee was covered. Watch this replay real quickly because North's coming right to the line. And the ball's delivered. Look at Lee get up and get that. You're right. There's some strong hands against good coverage. He was absolutely covered. It was number 20, Drew Marini, on the coverage, who's been very effective all night. And he was there again. But he was just out-muscled for that ball there. Great hands.
Mark him down at the 15-yard line, so 1st and 10 from the 15. Hines over to the right side, inside the 10 at the 5, and diving. And we'll wait for a sign. He's going to be down at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, that time he ran into his own lineman, John. I think if we had time to watch a replay, we'd see that. Here's the replay real quickly. And watch at the end of the run what happens with Hines. Some great downfield blocking. There's that seam he needs. Off he goes. And you see big number 50 for the Red Raiders trying to help free him up. Jackson Zhao. But Liam just ran out of steam there at about the 3.
And looks like we're going to have movement on the line. And it's going to be offsides against false start against North Quincy.
5-yard penalty.
So that's going to make it a 1st and 8. Oh, 1st and goal from the 8, we should say.
Timeout, Raiders.
1st and goal from the 8 for the Red Raiders. So we're getting a timeout here. That changes the whole dynamic. When you're at the 3, you've got clearly one set of, one approach, the running plays. Now they're back out at the 8. They're going to talk now about what to do with clock management after each play with 30 seconds left, John. So Red Raider coaches are going over what the options are and then going over how to react after the play is dead. so as to preserve time. Do you know how many timeouts they have left, John?
That was their second timeout, so they have one remaining. One thing that's new this year, Jim, as well, is in the north end zone, there is a game clock and a play clock as well. So that will help the North Quincy offense. They can see exactly how much time is left on the game clock. Instead of having to turn around and look behind them, they can see right in front of them.
That's nice, and that's, again, part of the features from having the Boston Cannons take over Veterans as their home field.
First and goal from the 8 for the Raiders. Cooper Hansen in the shotgun. They're going to give it to Hines, and he's going to go nowhere quickly, and North will quickly call a timeout with 27 seconds left.
Well, nice job by Archie's. Clearly, they, like everyone else here at Veterans Stadium tonight, have figured out that number 11 is the man on this drive. So they keyed on Hines, and as soon as he took the handoff, he was swarmed, stopped, no gain. Actually, probably a loss of a yard on the play, John, it looks like.
Yeah, they mark him back at the 9-yard line.
Yeah, so it's going to be a second and goal from the 9.
Ladies and gentlemen.
But the problem is the clock. And North's out of timeouts now, correct?
That's correct, yep.
All right, so look to them to go to the air here now, John. It's more than likely this play they'll go to the air and on third down consider the run. I don't know that they could have a running play now and safely get back to the line, reset, and run something coherent on a third down. So, all right, here come the Raiders. And let's see. Geez, it almost looks like the way they've, just looking at the personnel, it looks like a running set. But they've got 3 receivers set out to the right.
All right, Hines is the lone man in the backfield. Hansen looking at pass, fires into the end zone, and is batted down there by Archie's. Nice job to knock it down. There was a man in the end zone for North Quincy, but did not get to him.
Yeah, that time it was the other Hines. It was Brendan Hines they were looking for. He's another guy who's been getting up slow a lot lately here, John. He's kind of banged up. Couple of the young men have really got walloped tonight and paid the price for it. I mentioned Shane O'Connell. He looked like his ankle was a little balky on him. And we have not seen him on the offensive side of the ball, really.
All right, third and goal now for North from the 9-yard line. Hansen rolling out to his left, rolling. Fires into the end zone, and it is incomplete. Was almost intercepted by the Bishops. Number 41, Ryan Healy, almost picked it off, but it falls incomplete, and we'll bring up now 4th and goal.
The target was number 88. That's Malvieri for the Raiders. I bring up 4th down.
Let's see, we get our kicker out there, right? Looks like they're going to try to put the field. They're going to try a field goal, I should say. And with 16 seconds left.
So Thomas Murray will come out to attempt the field goal, and they're going to spot the ball at the 15-yard line, so it'll be a 25-yard field goal. And North Quincy is getting their 11th man out into the field. I think the official was a little
generous.
Yeah, before starting the game clock. Yeah. And now Archie's looks like it's going to call a timeout.
Timeout, Bishops.
So 16 seconds left. This should be the last play that presents a scoring opportunity in the half. And then, although if Nick Tardnico were here, I would not be uttering such words, John, because he was a tour de force on kick returns as well. So not sure. Hopeful for Archbishop Williams, especially now that they're going to be done with the Quincy teams after tonight. Hopeful for Archie's that Tardnico is able to come back. Be a shame if it were the type of injury that ended his season for him, because he is a very special and gifted running back for the Bishops. So here we go. We're set to see if North can get some points on the board. A little extra time to consider things. We'll see if that's productive or not for the sophomore Tom Murray.
All right, they got his mark it at the 16, so 26-yard field goal attempt. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is good. Nice job there by Thomas Murray to put it through the uprights and get North Quincy on the board for 3 points.
Yeah, great job by Murray there, and a good hold by Brendan Hines. Or rather, that was Liam, wasn't it? It was number 11,
yes.
I think. Yeah. So Hines with a nice hold, got the ball down. Murray with the field goal. So North's on the board, and it's always nice to have something like that happen just before the half. That's a big plus for the Red Raiders heading to the locker room here. I don't know that Archie's is going to consider it much of a setback. They're probably happy that they were looking at a 1st and goal from the 3. Keep in mind, North was out at the 3-yard line, 1st and goal, when they started that inside the red zone attempt, but they started it with a penalty, John, so that changed the complexion of things. But fortuitously, they put some points on the board. And now North's going to kick off, and hopefully we're looking at a quiet ending to a first half that moved along pretty quickly here because of the focus on the running game.
All right, so Murray will go back to kick it away for the Raiders. Again, North Quincy on top now 3-0, 11 seconds left to go here in the first half. And Murray will kick it onto the ground. Going to be fielded by the Bishops at their own 20-yard line. Joe Cronco on the return, and nice job there by North Quincy to come up to make the tackle was Andrew Gott.
Yeah, terrific job by Gott. I mean, we've been calling his name in the past as a quarterback. He's a senior this year, and I'm quite certain he'd love to be in the pocket and throwing the football around. But instead, he's out there making plays like that on special teams, contributing in whatever way he can, and you really have to tip your hat to Andrew on that tackle. Great job. And a nice squib kick by Murray. Murray looks like he's a really talented kicker, and as I mentioned, only a sophomore, so big plus. Great to have one of those guys in the fold, especially after losing one of the finest kickers in the region last year.
All right, and Bishops will just take the knee to end the half. So after the first half of play, North Quincy is able to go down the field and get 3 points on the board, and that is the only score of the half. So North Quincy 3, Archbishop Williams 0. Jim and I will take a timeout and be back with second half coverage in just 1 moment. Welcome everyone back to Veterans Memorial Stadium. We're at the half. The North Quincy Red Raiders lead the Archbishop Williams Bishops by a score of 3-0 off of a 26-yard field goal by Thomas Murray for the Red Raiders. Real quick rundown, some stats. Cooper Hansen for the Red Raiders, 4 of 10 passing for 35 yards. For North Quincy on the rushing side of the ball, Liam Hines has 9 carries for 66 yards, and his brother Brendan Hines has 2 carries for 7 yards. Cooper Hansen had 1 rush for 6 yards. Tyler Lee has 2 receptions for 23 yards. For the Bishops, quarterback Neil Sanders is 0 of 2 passing. Rushing side of the ball, Joe Cronco Jr. has 6 attempts for 15 yards. Drew Marini has 6 attempts for 18 yards, and no receptions again for the Bishops. All right, Braden Ford will kick it away now for Archies. And going to be fielded by North Quincy. Jamal Maximilian fumbles it, was able to get it, and has a little bit of space, but is brought down at the 20-yard line.
Well, nice job by Maximilian of maintaining his poise there. There's no worse feeling than having the ball not only fumble it, but have it go behind you on a kick return. So he did a good job of calmly getting back and picking the ball up. And then once he did, he was able to get it out to the 20-yard line. suboptimal, but it's going to work nonetheless for the Red Raiders. And let's see if their offense, which started to get cranking there at the end of the first half, John, they were able to get a little break in here. And let's see how they do in this first possession of the second half.
Again, 1st and 10 for the Raiders at their own 20-yard line, with Quincy on top by a score of 3-0. Hines will get the first carry of the half for the Red Raiders, and it looks like he's going to get a gain of 1 up to the 21.
Yeah, it almost played out like a delayed handoff, but it was a just a standard running play, standard handoff. But Liam saw no gaps, no holes, and dragged that back foot for a minute, tried a little hesitation, and then try to find a gap or create one, and there was just nothing there. So the Bishops, who were badly in need of rest there at the end of the first half, John, got that rest, and you can see the difference in the line play early on here.
2nd down and 9. Cooper Hansen, sophomore quarterback for the Red Raiders, looking for his first pass, and it is incomplete. Was looking for Maximilian, and Maximilian could not bring it down.
Number 12, Jamal Maximilian.
Yeah, Maximilian running a little slant pattern right into trouble, and those are the toughest ones for receivers. And then also, again, he was looking back, and we're not going to try to have our camera show the scoreboard again, but just for people to understand if they were here, the lights are reflecting off the artificial surface, and it creates a very bright screen in the south end zone. And the receivers to north, as they go from the south to the north, are looking back into that light. I think it's an occasional factor here. We'll see.
Hansen on 3rd and 10 is complete to Colm Gary, and he's going to get up to the 31, make it the 32-yard line, and it'll be a first down.
Nice job there. Again, a receiver getting past the sticks and then turning it in or out. Just quick little patterns by the Red Raiders. If you watch this replay, you're going to see, nice job. Hansen's looking at him the whole way. It was like a triple pump. And then when he opened up, he was there for the reception. First down, Red Raiders. Nice job. So a series that looked like it was going nowhere revived here, John, with that nice 10-yard gain.
And they spot the ball at the 32-yard line. Liam Hines, number 11, will get the carry for the Red Raiders. Nice job by Hines. He gets across the 35 up to about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, that time the linebackers for Archbishop Williams closed quickly. We see the last guy getting up there, Jake Dreyfus, only a sophomore.
That's a pickup of 6.
He's a youngster.
For the Raiders.
Second down and 4 now for North Quincy. Hines on the carry over to the right side, has the first down, dives forward to get across the 45-yard line with that dive, and they'll see him mark him down right at the 45. Nonetheless, a first down for North Quincy.
Yeah, nice job by Liam of accelerating. Once he saw something, he saw a little seam, and boom, he hit it. And so the Red Raider running game starting to crank up a little bit here. Be nice to see this first drive work for North Quincy, John. They had a relatively mistake-free first half until the very end when they picked up a 5-yard penalty on the 3-yard line, which really hurt them. So far, a nice drive here for North Quincy.
Hines does a nice job of making a man miss in the backfield, goes to his right and explodes forward over to the right side, gets across midfield, and we get all the way up now to the Archie's 38-yard line. Great run there by Liam Hines.
Yeah, that looks like, what, a 17-yard gain. And watch this replay here. Just watch Hines. Watch how quick his feet move here.
Result of that play is a Red Raider.
He evades a tackle there, finds the hole, and boom, off he goes. And driving past the first down marker, out inside Archbishop Williams territory to the 38-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Red Raiders. Nice opening drive for the second half.
O'Connell in motion, and they're going to give it to him. Nice job by making a miss. Open up now to the 35-yard line, and they'll mark him down at the 33.
And O'Connell's had some leg problems, and that time his legs got twisted up. But he gets right up. That's good to see. So he is a tough young man, Shane O'Connell, John. Only 160 pounds there, but he plays much bigger. Going to be a 2nd and 5. So clock running under 8 minutes here. A nice way to start the half, John. A good grinding drive for North Quincy High School. So they're inside the 35 of the Bishops at the 33, still marching.
Man in motion for North Quincy was O'Connell. They're going to give it to Hines. O'Connell, the lead blocker for Hines. Hines has the first down near Morgan. Will get all the way up to the 20-yard line. Liam Hines, another great run for the Raiders.
Yeah, if you watch this replay, just watch Hines set up and read the hole. Here he is. He's looking for the opening. Now watch him explode. There's the seam. There he goes. And I'll tell you what, that's a terrific tackle by a young man. We talked about him a couple of plays back. Jake Dreyfus, only a sophomore, and he got up awfully slowly the play we were talking about him. But that time he made a touchdown-saving tackle.
1st and 10 now from the 20-yard line. Hines again over to the left side. And let's see, they'll mark him down up to the 14-yard line. Gain of 6 on 1st down by Liam Hines.
Yeah, quite a stick there by Tyler Cooley, the junior linebacker. Cooley came in from the side there and really blasted Hines. We had talked Cooley's name a lot in the Quincy High game. Recall that. He's a very effective linebacker for Archbishop Williams.
2nd down and 4 now for North Quincy at the Archie's 14-yard line. 6.5 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Cooper Hansen, again, the sophomore quarterback for the Raiders. Gives it to Hines over to the right side this time. And Hines will be right at the 1st down marker. They mark him down to 10. That should be enough for the 1st down. We'll see where they spot him.
I'll tell you, when you're in the locker room as a coaching staff talking to your boys, this is exactly what you would hope for as they come out and start the second half. This is just a grinding, slow, clock-draining drive here. And Red Raiders doing an absolutely terrific job. And is it Archie's taking the timeout,
So just as you say that, Jim, Archbishop Williams will call a timeout with 5:47 left to go in the 3rd.
I think Coach Matt Reginini recognizing the importance here on this drive of trying to get the stop, especially where North has a field goal kicker, to make it a tough decision for North Quincy to not go for the field goal. So Reginini trying to get the stop here, and I think it's although it's an early timeout, it's a very well-called one. Because this is going to be a big 3rd down play. If North can keep the drive going, that's going to be great for them and increase the chance of 7 points. If it stalls out here, you've got a high school sophomore trying a field goal, which although Murray has clearly shown he's got great capability, that's still a jump ball. So good timeout by Reginini. He's being very aggressive here. You recall the kind of gutsy call he made in the first half, John, to go for it on 4th down deep in Archie's territory, and that paid off. So let's see what happens here in this big 3rd down play.
3rd and 1 now for North Quincy at the 11-yard line. Give it to Hines, and he meets some trouble, and he will be brought down at the 13-yard line. Loss of 2.
I'll tell you what, this drive was everything the Red Raiders hoped for, the Red Raiders coaching staff, and as the ball is placed at the 13-yard line, or the 12, I guess, and Ryan Craig faces a big decision here. It looks like they're going to go for it. Get a happy Matt Reginini over there. Big timeout call, and the outcome went just as he hoped.
All right, so again, ball at the 12-yard line. We'll bring up a 4th and 2 now for the Raiders. Hansen looking to pass. Looking for Colm Gehring in the end zone, and off the hands of Gehring and goes incomplete.
Wow. Talk about a turnaround of momentum. Red Raiders march down the field, and then they stall out at the 12. So great job by the Bishops of stepping up here. Big call. A lot of credit to their coach, Matt Regginini, for getting that timeout, John, calming everything down as the Red Raiders came to the line on what was a 3rd and short 1. Regginini steadied the ship. Bishops executed, and now they're going to take over 1st and 10 at the 12. So now we're going in the other direction. We got to see what the Red Raider defense can do here, John.
4:46 left to go here in the third quarter. And off over to the left for Cronco Jr. And nice job there by North Quincy. Looks like it's going to be a loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, great job. One of the guys coming out and getting whacked on his helmet because he made another big play is number 17, Josh Jackson. So fine job by Josh there. And the Red Raider defense. They've been strong against the run tonight, John. And done a terrific job of shutting down the Williams offense.
So it was a loss of 1 on the play for Archies. 2nd down and 11 now. Sanders looking to pass and still on his feet. He's all the way back in his end zone. He's going to be running it out and finally gets brought down there by North Quincy. Tries to brought him down at the end. And it was number 44 for the Red Raiders, Matt Craig.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was almost like you were watching guys down at the Pond Street playground, you know. Oh, we got a boy down on the field here. That's unfortunate. Behind the play. Normally when you see that, that's a someone may have either blindside blocked or cut the legs of this player out there, and hopefully he's okay. We didn't see what happened.
While he's down, we can take a look at the replay of the last play there, and we can see, as you said, Jim, the playground effect there, running around, and finally Matt Craig, number 44 for the Red Raiders, was able to track him down and bring him down.
Actually, the injured player, the injury occurred right in the line play there.
Number 50, Jackson's out. Let's hope he's okay.
So they mark Sanders down at the 8-yard line.
Okay.
Luckily, it was only a 3-yard loss for...
Yeah, the injured player coming off is Jackson Zhao. We're sorry to see that. Jackson is a key contributor for the Red Raiders, but it's good to see him come out under his own power.
All right, Sanders trying to set up a screen, and right there is Craig, and he brings him down. Nice job there by Matt Craig, who's able to read that play from the get-go and brings down Cronco Jr. for about no gain.
Yeah, terrific job by Craig. You said it all, John. He read it beautifully. The sophomore defensive back on that play all the way, made a nice clean tackle. And now the Bishops will be punting from their own end zone. And Jamal Maximilian is going to set up back at the 40-yard line. Now they're moving him up a little bit here. Where's he going? Jamal's moving around a little bit. They definitely want him to keep the ball in front of him, but also I would say they really want him to field this punt, not let it bounce. Geez, they have him way back behind his own 50. That might be a little much.
All right, Sanders was 5 yards deep in his own end zone and does not get a good punt off. It goes off the side of his foot, and it's going to go out of bounds at the, let's see, they mark him down at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, they had Maximilian back. He could have fielded something from that Patriots punter Bailey, Boomer Bailey there. He was back inside the 50-yard line. So Red Raiders pick up terrific field position here, John. And it's really the result of that opening drive of the second half when they marched down the field and then stalled out at the very end. So let's see if they can't capitalize. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 35.
Colm Gary goes in motion. Now pitch it to Hines over to the right side. Hines, nice cut back up to go to the middle of the field, and he's going to gain about 6 on the play up to the 29.
Yeah, nice cut back by Hines. He's doing an excellent job of reading what's going on out there and letting his blockers work for him.
6 yards, 2nd and 4 for the Raiders.
Bring up now a 2nd and 4 for North Quincy. Getting ball at the 29-yard line. North on top 3-0 with 1:50 left to go in the third quarter. Hines looked like he's trying to pass downfield to Gary, and it's complete, but he's out of bounds.
Yeah, that's too bad. It was a nicely designed play that basically ran out of room. If you watch the replay here, you're going to see little pitch out, and then Hines lets the receiver get downfield, hits him perfectly, but next time they run that play when the ball's over on the left hash mark, and there's not enough room in the field, right hash mark to sideline there for that play, but that's a nicely designed one. I'm sure we'll see it again this season. So we've got a 3rd and 4, John, and
a flag's thrown.
looks like we have an Archbishop Williams player lining up in the neutral zone.
Offside. 5-yard penalty against Archbishop Williams.
Against the defense.
Angelo Scaccia, the referee, telling me at halftime to say hello to Ron Mariano, our esteemed state rep from Quincy Point area. Angelo was expecting a visit from Ron tonight, but didn't see him at halftime. So a little discussion going on. Not sure what the officials are talking about, but we will pass along the hello from referee Scaccia to Ron Mariano. Hopefully he's one of our viewers.
So now they're going to say there's no flag on the play.
No penalty on the play.
Well, I had a question. The offensive line had not set yet, and I think although there may have been an encroachment, I don't think the players had set yet, so the flag came out a little early. I think that's what the discussion was about.
It would have been a first down for North Quincy.
Yeah, and instead we're looking at a 3rd and 5.
All right, so as you said, 3rd and 5 now for North, or along 4. And it's going to be no gain there. Ball will remain at the 30-yard line.
Well, Archie's does it again here. The defense has continued to step up big. They're making plays when they have to here, and this is it's going to bring up a 4. They actually are marking it for a loss, John. It's going to bring up a 4th down, and we went from a short 5 to a long 5 here. So loss of just about a yard on the play. You know, one thing I don't like, down on the sideline, I see Jackson Zhao. He's trying to get his legs back under him, but he's still limping and still feeling the effects of whatever happened out there earlier.
All right, North's going to go for it, 4th and 5. And pass and flag thrown by the back judge. Looks like we will have a pass interference play.
For number 9, Brendan Hines.
Defensive pass interference against Archbishop Williams. That's a 15-yard penalty. Will result in a first down.
Wow, big call there. It was a quick slant route, and the way Archie's defense is set up, they've got small linebackers and small defensive backs, and they react very quickly to the ball. So North Quincy's attempts at these inside slant routes have been met by clusters of white shirts, and that time there was a collision and a penalty, and a big one, 15 yards against the Bishops.
So 1st and 10 from the 15 now for North Quincy. And just as they're...
Got another flag, side judge. So we talked earlier, John, about fatigue starting to become an element in the second half, and
Offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, still be first down.
Offsides against the Bishops. 5-yard penalty.
Archie's is lacking in numbers, which causes their depth problem. North Quincy's got a bit of a depth problem, mostly because they rely on several key athletes who are out in the field the whole time. So what's happening is we're seeing two high school teams that are feeling the effects of fatigue here, and you always see that toward the end of the third quarter and at the end of the first half. That's when the fatigue starts to really kick in and be wide open.
Shane
here.
O'Connell with the run. He gets popped at the 5-yard line. He has the first down, but hopefully Shane's okay. He got popped really hard, and they're going to help him up.
Yeah, watch this replay and watch O'Connell just get absolutely drilled here at the end of the play. Great blocking by the Red Raiders, great execution, and there's the hit right there. Wow. It's a clean play, bit of a high hit, and I mean, that's one of the dynamics about football. Back in the day, there'd be nothing but high fives and helmet slaps after a hit like that, but we're all now more aware of the after effects of those types of hits, and you know, that was a clean, hard hit, but Mr. O'Connell is having a rough night tonight, John. He's really been banged around.
All right, North's going to let the clock run out, and we are at all zeros. So end of 3 quarters of play here at the stadium. North Quincy with a 3-0 lead. But as we head down the other end of the field, North Quincy will have a 1st and goal from the 5-yard line, threatening yet again from inside the 10-yard line are the Raiders.
Yeah, good job. In addition to, you know, in letting the clock run out, they're letting O'Connell catch a break here. I'm amazed he was still out on the field. And no complaining, walking back to the sidelines with his teammates. So, good job.
We encourage you to go on to Quincy Access Television's website at qatv.org to find out when high school football will be replayed on QATV Channel 8. So again, qatv.org for all the replay information.
Yeah, we should remind our viewers, John, because they'll be watching this on Tuesday night, correct?
Monday and Thursday.
Night. Monday and Thursday. Okay, well, this coming Saturday, there's an open house at QATV, and beyond some of the accoutrements mentioned by John earlier, the big thing is it'll be, for those of you who have any interest, you should consider coming down, checking out the studios at Quincy Access Television, seeing what the facility consists of, because people can come in and learn how to produce a broadcast, and you can have a lot of fun doing so. So here come the Red Raiders, 1st and 5, John.
The first play of the 4th quarter, as you said, 1st and goal from the 5. They give it to Hines, and right up the middle, and still fighting his way forward, still waiting for a decision.
Ball is loose.
Looks like they're going to drop it at the 1, so it's going to be, I had said 1st and 5. It's 1st and goal from the 5. And what's going on? They're signaling a fumble? Oh. Check the replay here.
So it looks like they're saying a fumble that was recovered by Archie's. So we'll see if we
Here
can
comes the
get it.
replay. Let's see if we can catch what happened here. So there's Hines, and he hits a pile. Now he's driving, and it must be during that cluster there. The ball. The ball went into the end zone. It came loose and went into the end zone, and it was covered by number 20, Drew Marini. He's a young guy we've been talking about in the defensive backfield, and he just made a huge fumble recovery. So the Archie's defense does it again, John. They come up big. Red Raiders turn it over, 1st and goal inside the 5. This is the second time they've been knocking on the door.
And pass going deep downfield, and it is incomplete, and a flag is thrown. It's going to be pass interference. Matt Kolowski was the intended receiver. And they're going to say Jamal Maximilian was the one guilty of that. We'll take a look at the replay here.
Yeah, if you watch this replay, you're going to see Maximilian. Well, you'll see him at the end here. He's beat. And what he's trying to do is run with the receiver. He never looks back for the ball. He essentially runs into the receiver. And that's why the flag was dropped. He never looked back at all. So
Pass interference against North Quincy. 15-yard penalty results in a first down.
35-yard line.
So, John, just a few brief clicks ago, we were talking 1st and goal from the 5 for the Red Raiders. Now it's 1st and 10, Archbishop Williams from the 35 on the march here.
A handoff up the middle and up to about the 41-yard line will go the ball carrier.
Yeah, I saw number 11, Liam Hines, get in there with a big whack at the end to stop the ball carrier, but
That's a pickup of 6. 2nd and 4 for the Bishops.
Ryan Craig may want to think about a timeout himself with the fatigue factor. And I know we just came out of a quarter break, but Red Raiders got to get a stop here. And right now, Archbishop Williams is turning the tables on North and creating their own little grinding drive here. So
Tyler Cooley on the carry that time for the Archies, and he's going to get the ball up to the 48-yard line and a first down, another first down for the Bishops. So big turn of events here, and carry over to the left side by Cronco Jr., and he gets brought down there by number 2, Shane O'Connell.
yeah, John, we're seeing something that we haven't seen until now. Well, one thing I'll comment first, Jamal Maximilian coming off the field limping. He's, actually, might be just that his shoe came off. That's a good thing. Jamal's a key player, and, he was just limping because of his shoe. But there are some gaping holes opening up here for Archbishop Williams, so that running game. Oh, nice stop by the. Just as I talk about gaping holes, all the gaps close at the same time there. Great job by the Red Raiders tightening up here on 2nd down. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Bishops.
Tyler Cooley again on the carry, and he was met by a host there of Red Raiders. No gain on the play, and as you said, Jimmy, 3rd and 4. Again, ball at the North Quincy 46-yard line.
Going to be interesting for Coach Regginini if Archie's does not pick up the first down, but either advances the ball or even if it's a no-gainer, because he's been really going after it tonight with his calls. Let's see what happens here.
Sanders trying to pass downfield, and it is incomplete. Was again looking for Matt Kolowski.
All right, and this is what I was talking about now. It brings up an interesting decision for Regginini. It's 4th and 4. Archie's has been moving the ball. Do you punt it and run the risk of it going into the end zone and, a touchback? Or, given the way the defense is playing and the way your offense is going in the current drive, do you go for it? And as I suspected might happen, Regginini's going to take the aggressive approach and go for it here on 4th down. So this is a big, big 4th down play, John. With 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, Archbishop Williams putting it on the line here on 4th down.
Sanders looking to pass, trying to get out of harm's way, and it is picked off by North Quincy. And looks like Jamal Maximilian was able to get it. Excuse me, that was number 13, Andrew Gott, on the interception, as we see here in the replay.
Now look at this. Gutsy call by the defense here as they send a couple of guys. They went right after the quarterback. Josh Jackson putting intense pressure on the Archie's quarterback, and on the rollout, a terrific job by the Red Raider defense of forcing the play, and Gott with the interception, John. Great stuff there. So both defenses making huge plays at key moments here North, it was their turn to do so, and they stepped up and did. Great stuff here, John.
Got with a nice job of seeing that ball was going to be underthrown, cut off the receiver, and picked it off for North Quincy. And of course now to number 17, Josh Jackson, and he'll get up to midfield.
Yeah, putting some fresh legs in the backfield there, giving Hines a little break, number 11. They put Jackson back there. He picks up 5. And one of the keys here with 8:50 to go, I'm not sure, well, there, the clock started up again. One of the keys here is going to be the clock, John. Red Raiders, not only do they want to move the ball down the field, they want to move some clock in this tight defensive struggle.
Second down and 4 now for North Quincy. Again, ball at midfield. Jackson again on the carry, and he'll get met in the backfield for a loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, all of a sudden, the Red Raider line has just kind of lost its legs. These guys have been going both ways all night, and you're just seeing a difference here. We saw some bigger holes for the Archies offense when these guys were playing D, and now as an offensive line, they're just, on this particular series at least, they haven't been able to get firing off the ball the way they have all game. So,
loss of 2 in the last play brings up the 3rd and 6 now for North Quincy. And pass is going to be incomplete. It short hopped into the hands of Brendan Hines. He's saying he caught it.
Yeah, no hesitation on the call by the side judge who had a clear view. So,
Gonna bring up a 4th and 6 for the Raiders.
the ball is set now, and North's going to punt it away deep for the Bishops, Matt Kowalski. Now, in the Quincy High game, Kowalski was very effective on punt returns, John. So we got to be wary of that here. Another nice high punt by Murray. Terrific job by Murray.
And a fair catch was called for by Archies at the 15-yard line, and that's where they'll have to start this drive with 7:29 left to go in the game.
Yeah, nice job by Joe Krochko making the fair catch. They say, when you're on the strong side of the 10-yard line, you should try to catch the ball. And if it's inside the 10, you want to let it go toward the end zone. Well, he did a very smart job in traffic, called for the fair catch, executed, and Archbishop Williams is going to start 1st and 10 from its 15. Let's see what the North defense can do, John.
Handoff up the middle. Tyler Cooley on the carry, and he's still on his feet trying to move the pile. Nice run there by Tyler Cooley. They're going to mark him down at the 28-yard line.
Just down in front of us near the 50-yard line, see big number 50, Jackson Zhao, with his hands on his hips. He's still on the sideline. And that's got to be one of the factors here for the Red Raiders. I missed the fact he's been off the field all this time as well. Jackson just fills gaps, takes up a lot of space out there, very mobile. There's a shot of him talking with one of his coaches with his left ankle all taped up. And I think we're also seeing, in addition to I mentioned fatigue, the loss of Zhao. Big factor here for the Red Raiders.
All right, ball gets marked at the 23 on that last play, and then Cooley brings it up to the 26, enough for the first down. So 1st and 10 now for the Bishops, again at their own 26-yard line, coming up on 6 minutes to go in the game. Quarterback Neil Sanders under center. And again, he gives it to Cooley. And Cooley will be marked down after a gain of 1 or 2. We'll see where they spot the forward progress. And they're going to say the 28-yard line.
The 34 on the carry, Tyler Cooley.
So it's going to be a 2nd and about 8 here.
Up of 2, 2nd and 8 for the Bishops.
For the Bishops. They're inside their 30. Clock running down here, so this is going to be a big drive here, John. They're going to run down to about the 4-minute mark just on this series, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the ball.
Cooley again on the carry, gets across the 30 up to about the 31-yard line before he is brought down.
Number 4,
Excuse me, that was Cronco Jr. on the carry.
Picked up about 3 on that play. That's not going to do it, though, as the clock runs down. Becoming more aware of time as an element here. And on this possession, we're going to be under 5 minutes into the 4-minute zone here for Archie. So this is important that they convert here. Conversely, love to see the red shirts come up with a stop.
3rd and 4 for the Bishops. Cronco Jr. on the carry, and he'll have the first down. He gets up to the 37-yard line.
Big first down play by Archbishop Williams. So they're going to get a fresh set of downs as the clock ticks down and keeps running. We're going to be at about the 4:30 mark when they snap this one. And I don't know, Archie's is going to have some interesting issues here because even if this drive continues successfully, time is going to be a factor.
Sanders looking to pass way downfield, has a man, and is picked off by Liam Hines at the 40-yard line. Great play there by Hines. Has some space over the right sideline. Has a man in front of him, that's O'Connell. He throws a block. Hines cuts back up the middle of the field and goes all the way up to the 20-yard line. What a play by Liam Hines.
I'll tell you what, we're going to love to see this replay and hope we can, because what a play by Hines at the last minute. You see his hands go up and just pluck this one out of the air. Just a terrific play by Hines. Here's the replay. Well, we're going to see the run back here. And it was an impressive run back, let me tell you. Nice job by a cameraman of following a zigzagging Hines. So, huge turn of events here. And these two teams just continue slugging away at each other. And defense coming up with a huge turnover there. Great play by Hines.
All right, there is a man down on the field for the Bishops, and he's being attended to at about the 20-yard line, and that's where they spot the ball for North Quincy as well.
You know, one thing we didn't mention, I'll mention it during the break and maybe we can get a shot of them. North Quincy High has quite a group of cheerleaders out there tonight. There's got to be 25 girls or so, all working really hard down on the sideline. They've been active the whole night. They're doing a terrific job of keeping the audience fired up. So, we know who's down out there?
I believe it's number 10, the quarterback, Neil Sanders.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Archbishop Williams because Sanders, we've seen him twice now. He's a senior. He's one of the leaders of the team, and it would be very difficult for Archie's to lose both Sanders and Tardanico, and that's what we're looking at right now. We saw what those two could do together against Quincy High, and he's getting up and walking off. It looks like he might be holding his left arm or something. I hope it's not like a limb injury, one of his arms. But in any event, he walks off under his own power, but I do think he's checking something on his left arm. Hope it's not his shoulder or something like that. We'll see. That's very unfortunate for Archie's here.
All right, well, North Quincy now has 1st and 10 from the Archie's 20-yard line with 4:16 left to go in the game. Jackson on the carry over to the left side. Nice drop by Jackson up to the 10-yard line. Flag thrown on the play, and Jackson will get knocked out of bounds at about the 10, but this might be coming back.
Flag on the play.
I have North Quincy blocking the back. That's a 10-yard penalty.
Holding.
Well, that's unfortunate. A block on the back brings the ball back 10 yards. So
From the spot of the
Red Raiders are going to be looking at a.
It'll place the ball at the 27-yard line.
There's something wrong here. I guess it's
First
10
and
yards
17
from the
for the
spot of the
Raiders.
foul. Huh?
Yep, so it'll be 1st and 17 from the 27 now. Pitch over to Jackson over to the right side, and Jackson gets hit hard as well,
Boy.
but he falls forward. Number 81,
Number 17,
Kyle
John Jackson,
Lavallee, coming up to make the tackle.
Yeah, Lavala Sr. really put a pop there on the running back.
To the
And
26-yard line.
Archie's has some tough kids out there. And they have a few guys who've been going. We've got the North running back coming off there, Josh Jackson. He really got walloped. But Archie says some bulk and some hard-hitting football players there. They just need a few more guys, frankly.
Ball at the 26-yard line, 2nd and 16 now for North Quincy. Hines in motion, and he gets the handoff. And he is met and brought down after a gain of 1 or 2. We'll see where they mark him down. And it's going to see the 22, and timeout called by the Bishops.
Yeah, I'd like to see. I don't know if we can get a replay on that or
3rd and
not,
12
but
for the Raiders.
I'd like to see who made that tackle again, because that was another real, just solid tackle. So Archie's doing a nice job. Here comes the replay, and let's see at the end of the play. You're going to see Hines really get popped here. So what he does, it's a play designed to go out to the right, and you can see that from the angle of some of the blockers too, but he cuts it back, and there's the hit. Just a real solid tackle by that young man. And let's see who gets up off the pile there, because I still haven't seen his number. But just a really first class. You think it's Matthew Herrick?
I think it's number 65, yeah.
Okay. Just a super tackle there. Really first class. And Liam Hines, yeah, you're right. It's 65. Liam Hines is tough himself. He's quick, he's fast. And there you have a defensive lineman, Herrick, wrapping him up and putting him down with a real solid tackle. So
Herrick shed his block as well to come off and make the tackle. All right, 3:06 left to go. 3rd and 12 now for North Quincy. Looking to pass into the end zone, and it is incomplete, but a flag is thrown in the end zone.
yeah, that's no question there.
Pass is incomplete, but there is
That was
a
an
penalty
easy
marker
call,
on the play.
frankly. So
Ball was intended for number 12, Jamal Maximilian.
if you watch this replay, you're going to see you're going to see in the end zone, nice ball
Pass
delivered.
interference against Archbishop Williams. We're going to go half the distance to the goal line.
And camera didn't quite keep up. We have a little problem with camera angles here
Against the
in
Bishops.
the new stadium. Here's the official, Angelo Scatia.
Half the distance to the goal.
Must have turned his microphone off.
3rd down.
So as you said, it'll be half the distance to the goal, and they spot the ball at the 11-yard line.
Tell you what, John, the big thing about that call is not so much that it revives North Quincy here, but the clock. Clock's a big factor.
So it's 3rd and 1, Jim. Hines gets it, and he picks up the first down. Nice job by Hines in the second effort to get across the 10-yard line and mark him down at the 8.
It's going to be 1st and goal from the 8. And
To the 6.
more importantly, the clock is running. Now, Archie's, have they called a timeout this half? I believe they did call one.
Yeah, they've called 2, so they have 1 remaining.
All right.
And they're going to say they spot him out at the 7-yard line, so it'll be 1st and goal from the 7.
This has been a real battle tonight. It's been some nice high school football. I'm not going to call it great high school football because both teams have made mistakes. There have been some ups and downs, but what has been terrific here is both teams have really gone into combat against each other. They've really banged in the trenches and tackled hard. They've played hard. Both defenses have made big plays.
And balls come
Not
loose,
another
Jim,
fumble.
and Archie's has recovered the fumble.
Fumble on the play.
Wow.
It looked like it was number 65 again, Matthew Herrick, who was able to tackle Hines, and because of that, ball came loose, and Archie's recovers.
1st and 10 Bishops from their own 5-yard line.
I'll tell you what, every time the Red Raiders have getting in the red zone tonight, it's been more dangerous for them than it has been for Archie's. North's just had no success whatsoever inside the 10. They've been first to goal from the 3. This is the second time it's been first to goal from the 8. And just disaster. So defense has to step up.
All right, so the ball is at the 5-yard line, and pass is incomplete. Was looking for Kolowski, but cannot connect.
Yeah, I got to tell you something. You got to watch this Archbishop Williams quarterback here. We should keep the camera on him for a minute, but he's back out there, number 10, Neil Sanders, but he's cradling his left arm. I mean, I just watched him run to his coach, and you can see him holding his left arm against his body. He's going to commit to the screen from the left, and you can see him holding his left arm up against his body. They're probably going to run him out of the shotgun now because of that issue in order for him to be able to handle the ball. I don't think he can be under center if he's having the type of problem with his arm that he seems to be having. So he's back there in the shotgun again, cradling his left arm. I don't know if it's elbow or shoulder, but what a
Sanders
gutsy performance.
way downfield has a man, and incomplete, overthrew him, was looking for number 20 down there, Drew Marini.
Geez, I'll tell you what, he put the ball out there. That was a terrifically thrown ball by Sanders. They just missed that connection, John. Marini got held up a little bit, but really a well-thrown ball by Sanders. You know, it's interesting. I think the coaching staff has picked up on Sanders' problem because now they have another guy coming and getting the play and meeting Sanders halfway. So good job by the Archie's coaching staff, and very gutsy effort by Archie's quarterback, Neil Sanders. So big play here, 3rd and 10 for the Red Raiders, and coaching staff recognizes that. They took a look at Archbishop Williams after they broke the huddle to see if they could catch a peek at what might be coming their way. Got a timeout here, and now the Red Raiders are going to regroup on a key 3rd down.
All right, so like I said, Jim, 3rd and 10 from their own 5-yard line with 1:56 left to go here in the ball game. We'll see if the North Quincy Red Raiders defense, as you said, can come up with a big play here and hold them down and try to finish this game off on defense. Should let our viewers know that next week we'll be back here at the stadium to see the Red Raiders host the Scituate Sailors on Friday, October 4th at 7 p.m. So you can look forward to that coverage here on QATV Sports as well.
Scituate's having a heck of a year. Sailors are playing pretty good football.
Yeah, coming off a Super Bowl victory last year, undefeated season. All right, so 3rd and 10, again, ball at their own 5-yard line. Neil Sanders in the shotgun, being chased in the end zone, and he evades 2 Red Raiders defenders, throws it downfield, and it is incomplete off the hands of Joe Cronco Jr. Wow, what a play by Neil Sanders, Jim. Was in the back of his end zone, almost ran out of the end zone, comes forward, throws across his body all the way down to the 40-yard line, and had the man, just could not connect.
Yeah, what determination. Just a really gutsy performance by Sanders. It's 4th down and 10 here. Looks like Archie's is going to call their final timeout, John. So
that is their final timeout.
With 1:46 to go, this is it. It's going to be interesting to see what they come up with. Sanders running for his life, and what's difficult is, I think we can all see it now. He's cradling that left arm. He's got it locked against his body, and he's having problems with mobility. So I really tip my hat to the young man for his determination. I just hope whatever happened, it's not a serious injury. Now, from the North Quincy perspective, Jackson Zhao is still on the sidelines. His absence has been felt, but the Red Raider defense is regrouped, and they're reacting well out here. They have a big play they've got to make here on 4th down, and if they do, although unfortunately the ball will be inside the Bishop's 10, and that's a danger zone for North Quincy, but maybe they can run it out to about the 20, kneel down, and then finish the game there. We'll see.
All right, Bishop's out of timeouts. 1:46 left to go. Sanders looks to pass, and it is incomplete right there. It was number 2, Shane O'Connell, to knock that ball away.
We got a bang right at the stick, and the ball falls incomplete. So Red Raiders are going to take over inside the 10 at about the 6. Archie's has no timeouts left. We would think that, one thing I saw, I forget if it was college or pro, but guy took a snap and ran around a little before he kneeled down. I don't understand why they don't do more of that, but take a little more time off the clock. We'll see. But in any event, North should be in kneel-down territory here.
Yeah, they should be able to kneel it down 3 times, and that will be the end of the game.
I don't know if we would have anticipated when Tom Murray kicked that first field goal that was going to be the story of the game. I figured it was the start of the scoring, but not all of it.
All right, so North will be coming out here again to kneel down a couple times and wrap up this victory 3-0 over the Williams. Over Archbishop Williams. And the lone scoring play of the game will be that 26-yard field goal by Thomas Murray at the end of the second quarter.
Clock running down. We're going to be under a minute when this snap occurs, and then they'll need to take one more snap, and they'll be able to take the victory home. So here's the kneel down, and they'll let the clock run down, take that final snap. So a nice win for the Red Raiders. This was a grinder of a football game, John. It wasn't super artful. A lot of mistakes made, but a lot of determined plays made as well, and we're happy to see that. It was nice to see the defense really step up when they had to and make the big stops.
All right, final kneel down here by Cooper Hansen, and that will wrap things up for North Quincy. And North Quincy had a couple of turnovers. We were able to create a couple of turnovers, and because of that, they're going to be able to win the game. Big defensive game, and they're going to win 3-0 to get their first victory on the season.
Well, nice job. There's really a happy bunch out there in red shirts, so we're happy for North Quincy, and they're going to meet out there at the 50-yard line, shake hands with the Bishop. So it was a good, clean, hard-fought battle. Nice win for the Red Raiders. Let's hope they can build off of this over the course of the week as they prepare for Scituate next week.
All right, so as you said, Jim, we'll be back here at the stadium when North Quincy will host Scituate for their 4th game of the year, and it'll be a tough game, as you said. Scituate Sailors coming off last year's Super Bowl victory, and then have had a good start to this season as well. So it'll be a big match here against the Scituate Sailors for North Quincy next week at the stadium. Real quick, we want to thank all of our volunteers who came out here to make this game possible for Quincy Access TV Sports. On camera tonight, doing a great job was Scott Daniels. Down in the truck on audio was Anna El Tori. Our engineer in graphics was Chris Potter, and our director was Peter Dari. So we want to thank all of them for coming out here and making this production possible.
Yeah, thank you all. They did a great job, and delighted to have brought tonight's game to you folks, and look forward to seeing you next week.
All right, so again, final time here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. North Quincy gets their first victory of the season, beating the Bishops of Archbishop Williams by a score of 3-0. For Jim Timmons, my name is Jonathan Caleri. Thanks for tuning in to this edition of QATV Sports. We'll see you next time.